Now on KOAM News, middle schoolers in McDonald County get a little lesson in etiquette before the holiday break. Plus, as temperatures dip, car thefts rise. We'll explain why. And hundreds of Lions take a walk across stage to celebrate the end of their college careers.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News on Fox 14. I'm Anthony Saviello. We open today with news across the country. An active shooter investigation is underway at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. Authorities say 2 people were killed and at least 8 others have been critically injured in a Saturday afternoon attack on the campus. Police say the shooting happened inside an engineering and physics building while final exams were underway. The university ordered students, faculty, and staff to shelter in place, lock doors, and silence phones. Authorities say the shooter is not in custody and a search is still underway. The FBI, ATF, and local police agencies are assisting in the investigation. Let's go ahead and check in with Chris Warner for a first look at weather.
We've had a cloudy, drizzly day out there today. We were hoping for a little more sunshine than what we ended up getting. This is a look from earlier today from downtown Joplin. Our camera there and the MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline. Drizzle on the camera, on the roads, and just about everywhere, making for a pretty dreary, chilly day ahead of that big Arctic blast that's on the way. Started yesterday right at average. Not bad. Made it up to the low 50s, so just a hair above normal. So again, not bad, and especially compared to what we are expecting. Our temperature trend, again, we should be about 48. You can see we're on average. We've been above that. In fact, Thursday, 10 degrees above that. But temperatures dropping tonight into tomorrow with that Arctic blast and the potential for dangerously cold wind chills out there as we fall back into the teens. Should start going partly cloudy late this evening, though. But our wind chills overnight 0 to 5 above. And, of course, in some of our northern counties, if it gets a little colder, we're talking wind chills maybe 0 to 5 below 0 with those winds gusting upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour. It's going to be bitterly cold again tomorrow, and then we have another big warm-up on the way with at least a few shower chances. We're going to go over the details with you in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes.
Chris, thanks. When the temps take a dive, it's tempting to start your car before heading to work or school. Garrett Hamilton reports on why a warm car could be an easy target for thieves.
Car theft can happen in as little as 5 seconds, which is why Chad Whedon uses remote start to warm his car.
November to January, February, anytime it's cold, definitely. I use it every day.
He knows it can happen to anyone, anywhere, and at any time, which is why he invested several $100s on a remote start system. But law enforcement officials say reported car thefts tend to increase during the colder months.
Vehicle theft, it's a crime of opportunity. So a thief is going around looking for a car that's running unattended.
Common sense suggests it's dangerous, so much so that the city of Springfield has given the red light to the practice altogether. It is illegal in the city to leave your car unattended and running with the keys inside, and officers can issue citations on a case-by-case basis. But these efforts can't stop 100% of crime, which is why police remind folks that while stolen cars can be recovered, they are usually in much different shape than you remember.
The unfortunate thing is that most vehicles that are stolen and then returned, they just aren't in the same condition as when they were stolen.
Right. Early this morning before the Christmas shopping rush, cops are out and about, but this time they're shopping with kids. About 350 people, including officers, parents, and children, took part in the Joplin and Seneca Police Shop with a Cop event at the Walmart Superstore on South Rangeline. Each child received $100 to spend on themselves and maybe a little something for someone special.
So this is a real special time for us because officers come in, they come in on vacation, they come in after working a midnight shift and on their days off just to enjoy the time and get to help the kids shop for Christmas and make it just a very special day for them and their families.
About 200 children were signed up to shop, and the police departments thank local donors, volunteers, and Walmart staff for helping make it happen again this year. Well, congratulations to the over 275 students who graduated from MSSU today. The 85th Missouri Southern Commencement was held at the Taylor Performing Arts Center, and the commencement was split into two different ceremonies between the various colleges at MSSU. The commencement speaker was Matt Moore, a class of 1992 graduate who currently serves as the Vice President of Health Economics and Market Access at Stryker. In McDonald County, students at Anderson Middle School dressed up in their finest and put their skills to the test. KOAM's Nellie Lopez has more on how a business is supporting kids with using their etiquette.
In Lori McCammon's Essential to Success class, the expectations are high.
I expect everybody to pass with flying colors, but I would just be looking for those things that they shouldn't be doing, because I already know what they should be doing. So if they're doing something they're not supposed to, then it's like, we need to work on that when we get back to class. But I don't expect any of that.
As part of their final, the students needed to apply everything they learned this semester. And what better way than with a formal dinner at Honey Pops?
I just think it's an amazing thing. I mean, giving kids the skills and things that they need outside the classroom as well. I think it's pretty neat, and anything we can do for the county or the school system, we're on board with.
Aside from learning manners when it comes to eating, the students also learned the importance of why etiquette matters.
Doing the proper handshake, all of that stuff is essential for their future, whether they go to college or not. They will always have a boss. They will always have a customer that they need to shake hands with, communicate with, sometimes dine with, and they need to make a good impression.
Some of those skills could even change their future.
They may not use it, but the one time they need to, it's all worth it. You know what I mean?
From Anderson, Missouri, I'm Nellie Lopez, KOAM.
This is the first year the final has been taken outside of the classroom. Still ahead on KOAM News at 9, a salmonella egg recall hits California. Stores pulling hundreds of eggs off the shelves to keep customers safe. It's been a week since a batch of bad eggs were sold to 7 grocery stores around Sacramento, California. Now officials say they have more than 60 confirmed reports of people falling ill. Michelle Bander has more.
At Taylor's Market on Freeport Boulevard, employees figured out pretty quickly they had bad eggs on their hands.
They noticed some were contaminated in our restaurant where they do the cooking for the store, and had a question about that, so we pulled those before they even called us.
Working in the grocery business, they recognized the signs of salmonella.
It was pretty noticeable if there were bad ones.
It is? What do they look
like? They looked fine. It just, they didn't smell right. And they didn't cook right.
Vega Farms voluntarily recalled the bad batch, and the California Department of Public Health issued the official recall earlier this week.
These are the new ones, and they told us to pull anything under 326. So we pulled all of those and they replaced it with their new one.
The Vega Farms recall includes its 12-count cartons and 30-count flats of eggs with a handler code of 2136 and sell-by dates of December 22nd and prior, or Julian dates of 328 and prior. As of December 5th, CDPH reports 63 California residents reported to the agency they got sick from the salmonella strain, with 13 people going to the hospital. But no one has died.
I mean, from what I was told, they've got it under control.
Taylor's Market lost more than 700 eggs of their 1,000 egg order that lasts about 2 weeks. The Sacramento Foods Co-op also sells the Vega Farms eggs. State inspections by CDPH and the Department of Food and Agriculture found multiple egg and environmental samples collected from the Dixon farm tested positive for salmonella.
We acted immediately, and we didn't even know all the details, but eggs, you don't want to mess around with eggs. So any dairy product for that matter. But yeah, we pulled them fast.
The U.S. will be ending the year with a possible second surge of measles cases. According to new data from the CDC, 84 new cases of measles were reported nationwide in the past week. That's more cases than have been reported in a single week since April, which is when the outbreak in West Texas was at its peak. But an outbreak in South Carolina is now driving this second surge. At least 114 cases have been reported in the Palmetto State since October. The vast majority of the cases have occurred in unvaccinated people. CDC data shows the U.S. has recorded more than 1,900 measles cases this year. Holiday shoppers and travelers are doing more than spreading holiday cheer. They are also passing around germs. According to new CDC data, for the week ending December 6th, the proportion of doctor's visits for flu-like symptoms rose to 3.2%. That's above the threshold that signals flu season is officially underway. The majority of the flu cases are caused by a mutated strain called subclade K. The variant is responsible for early and busy flu seasons in Asia, Europe, and Australia. Experts also say the strain causes more severe illness, particularly among older adults. Chris is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later, a key jobs report is finally out after the federal shutdown, and it paints a mixed picture of the labor market.
Welcome back on what's been a cold and dreary Saturday out there. We were hoping to get a little closer to normal, but instead we were left with what you see here from the MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline in Joplin from earlier today. We had those cloudy skies, we had some fog, we had some drizzle. It kept us colder than what we were expecting as well. Another view of that from earlier, again, downtown Joplin. We started to get a bit breezy out there as well, and that's just setting the stage for the rest of the night tonight. Now, as we go into Sunday, will actually start to clear out, should have sunny skies. So if you're indoors tomorrow, it'll look pretty nice. It's as soon as you step outside, it's not going to feel so nice. We're going to have those gusty northeast winds out there. It's going to keep our wind chills probably into the teens for the majority of the day on Sunday. But again, at least it'll be sunny. However, watch what happens Sunday night to the wind arrows. That's really about the only thing that's going to change on here for you. They start turning around out of the south as we go past midnight tomorrow night into Monday morning. So now we've got gusty south winds starting to push in by Sunday night. Now, it doesn't help Sunday night. We're still going to be bitterly cold. We're still going to have wind chills back into the teens. But as we go through the day Monday, we'll go with partly cloudy skies here and there. Winds will shift a little more out of the southwest, gusting up to about 25 or so, and we will start to warm up. Now, on Monday, we're going to be back near normal for our temperatures. Maybe some of us a wee bit below, maybe some of us a couple of degrees above average, but pretty close to where we should be for this time of year. But these winds are bringing in much warmer air, and as we head into our Tuesday, we hold on to the partly cloudy skies. We still have that south breeze. It could start picking up again as we head into Tuesday afternoon as well, but it is also bringing in much warmer temperatures for us over the next few days. Well, not the next few days, shoot, the next several days. So this is a brief Arctic blast, but it can still be dangerous to certain people. So you just want to make sure you're taking care of yourself, bundling up if you've got to go anywhere tonight, early tomorrow morning. As we fall again back into the teens, those wind chills, I think most of us, at least on the positive side of 0 to about 5 degrees. But again, some of our northern counties, Highway 54 corridor is a regular offender for much cooler temperatures. So those wind chills could drop a bit below 0 as those north winds are gusting upwards of 10 to 15 with gusts to 25. As I mentioned, tomorrow though, we should clear out. It'll look warm outside, just won't feel it. Our average low, again, as you saw, is about 29. We'll get some of us about there. But the problem is that's where our high is going to be Sunday, and that's where our low should be, is into the upper 20s. And with those northeast winds still gusting to 20 on their own, we're talking those wind chills into the teens. Back into low 20s, some upper teens as we head into Sunday night. Gusty south winds, mostly clear skies, putting our wind chills back into the teens for most of us as well. And again, by Monday, we start getting closer to normal, back around the mid to upper 40s for most of us, with those southwest winds now gusting to 25. But as I mentioned, that sets the stage for a big warm-up over the next several days in the next week. We're talking some upper 50s Tuesday, got some 60s in there, maybe even some mid-60s by next weekend. We do have some shower chances as well, isolated shower chances. We'll cool down briefly by next Sunday and then start warming up again as we head into next week.
But coming up, people are hurting for jobs and the job market has stagnated.
Syria by an ISIS gunman. I'm Lucas Tomlinson at the White House. I'll have the details coming up.
The U.S. economy has shifted from red hot to cool and now to somewhat frozen. That's how some key economists describe the latest findings from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Maribel Gonzalez spoke with several experts who break down what the data reveals about the current economy and where it may be headed.
The Jobs Opening and Labor Turnover Survey, or JOLTS report, produces monthly and annual data on hires, layoffs, quits, and other labor metrics that provide an insight into the economy's health. Now, its release had been delayed by the historic federal shutdown until now.
It's a really good time to have a job. It's a really terrible time to not have one.
Data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics shows hiring in the U.S. continued to stall in September and October, while employees clung to their jobs with white knuckles. Experts say this is consistent with what is known as a low-hire, low-fire market.
The job market is not growing, and that means that people who are seeking new employment are finding longer search times, and those who are currently employed have their job security somewhat undermined.
August JOLTS report, released on the eve of the government shutdown, showed job openings as a share of total employment remained at a 5-year low at 7.23 million. That number increased in September and then in October to 7.67 million.
Ever since 2022, when we saw an acceleration in inflation and interest rates, employers saw their costs to hire more headcount increase substantially. They're becoming more cautious about how many workers they're adding to their payrolls.
But not all industries have stayed stagnant. AI is booming.
Occupations like computer scientists, mathematicians, they're still seeing quite a bit of demand.
While the overall labor market currently appears bleak, economists point to upcoming factors that could change that.
The tax cut takes effect early in 2026. There is going to be a lot of money flowing into bank accounts because of federal income tax refunds.
A clearer snapshot of employment activity will be available the morning of December 16th when the BLS releases the November jobs report. Reporting in Los Angeles, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
Well, it's starting to get down to the wire if you need to send out Christmas gifts. You've got less than a week of shopping left. The Postal Service says you need to send packages by next Wednesday to get them delivered before the holiday. If you want to spend a bit extra, paying for Priority Mail will get you until next Thursday. Priority Mail Express 2 gets you until next Saturday. But keep in mind, these are estimates and still always better to send a bit early. Also allow an extra day or two for items going outside the continental U.S. Working women looking to move up the corporate ladder could face growing challenges. A new report warns progress for women in corporate America may be slipping. The study found women remain underrepresented at every level. While just over half of companies say advancing women is a high priority, more than 1 in 5 say it isn't. Researchers also found some companies have scaled back programs that support women, including remote work, sponsorship, and career development. Up next, look up this weekend. One of the best meteor showers of the year peaks tonight. More details coming up. Well, most people don't get to see the northern lights for the holidays, but a display that could be just as dazzling hits this weekend. What will probably be the best meteor shower of the year peaks tonight. The Geminids are well known for their bright and frequent fireballs. In fact, you could see up to 120 of them each hour. The best time to view the show is between midnight and dawn. Some might be visible as early as 9 p.m. The best way to view the meteors to find somewhere away from city lights and give your eyes about 30 minutes to adjust. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, a Maryland man freed from ICE detention after nearly 9 months, but his legal battle is far from over. Charged with smuggling, facing potential deportation and a trial set for January. What this case means for immigration enforcement.
You're watching the 4 states' most watched news.
3 American families in mourning this weekend after an ISIS attack in central Syria. Pentagon says it's still investigating, but has already vowed retaliation. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson has more from the White House.
President Trump mourning the loss of 2 U.S. Army soldiers and an American interpreter killed in an Islamic State attack Saturday.
This was an ISIS attack on us and Syria.
It happened in Palmyra, Syria, as U.S. forces supported counterterrorism operations in the region.
It was an ambush, terrible. We also have 3 wounded. They seem to be doing pretty well. But we mourn the loss. These are 3 great people.
A Pentagon spokesperson writing online the attack occurred as, quote, soldiers were conducting a key leader engagement. The military's Central Command saying the ambush was the result of a lone ISIS gunman who has since been killed. Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth later writing on X, quote, the savage who perpetuated this attack was killed by partner forces. Let it be known if you target Americans anywhere in the world, you will spend the rest of your brief, anxious life knowing the United States will hunt you, find you, and ruthlessly kill you. It's an attitude the president echoed.
We will retaliate.
The attack in Syria's historic Palmyra, a former ISIS stronghold, comes a year after the fall of President Bashar al-Assad. It also comes just a month after the new Syrian president Ahmed al-Shara made a historic visit to the White House. The Trump administration hosting the talks as it pushed for better ties with Syria in the hopes to keep Iranian influence out of the country.
The new president of Syria is, as they told me, and I'm not surprised, he's devastated by what happened.
The Pentagon is withholding the names of those killed in the ambush, subject to next of kin notifications. At the White House, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
Another setback for the Justice Department in its effort to prosecute former FBI Director James Comey. A federal judge has temporarily blocked prosecutors from using key evidence in the case. The ruling issued Friday orders investigators to return electronic data taken from Comey's lawyer and friend Daniel Richman. The data was collected more than 5 years ago during a leak investigation that led to no charges. The judge said the Justice Department violated Richman's Fourth Amendment rights and his right to privacy. The decision comes just weeks after another judge dismissed perjury charges against Comey over an unlawful appointment of a U.S. attorney. Comey has denied any wrongdoing. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is out of ICE custody Thursday after a federal judge in Maryland ordered his immediate release. The highly watched case began in mid-March when the Trump administration unlawfully deported Abrego Garcia to El Salvador. He was later brought back to the U.S. to face human smuggling charges. Maribel Gonzalez has more as he makes his way back to his family in Maryland.
A Maryland father walked out of an immigration detention facility in Pennsylvania Thursday following a federal judge's order for his release, nearly 9 months since his repeated detainments began.
His release is actually a home confinement.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia entered the U.S. illegally around 2011. ICE agents arrested him in March of this year amid the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. He was deported and held in El Salvador's mega prison, despite a 2019 judicial order that he could not be sent back to his home country of El Salvador over fear of persecution. After the Trump administration admitted he was mistakenly deported because of an administrative error, he was returned to the U.S. in June and charged for allegedly helping to smuggle undocumented immigrants into the country. Abrego Garcia has pleaded not guilty to that charge. That trial begins in January. The Trump administration is looking to redeport him to far-flung countries he has no ties to.
The judge made it abundantly clear that the problem here is that the government is trying to pursue his removal to places in Africa.
The White House criticized the judge's order for release while signaling an appeal.
Abrego Garcia is present in our country illegally. He is a proven human trafficker. He is a proven gang member. The administration has evidence of that. And as you saw from the Department of Homeland Security, they issued a statement saying they'll continue to fight this legal battle in court.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Under the terms of his pre-trial release, Abrego Garcia will stay under the custody of his brother in Maryland and is not able to travel outside that state without permission from the Tennessee court. He also cannot leave his residence except to go to work, attend religious services, see a medical professional, or attend court proceedings. A 5-year-old with a big heart is spreading Christmas cheer, one handmade card at a time. How this little elf is making a big impact. Coming up.
Welcome back on what's been a cold and dreary Saturday out there. We were hoping to get a little closer to normal, but instead we were left with what you see here from the MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline in Joplin from earlier today. We had those cloudy skies, we had some fog, we had some drizzle. It kept us colder than what we were expecting as well. Another view of that from earlier, again, downtown Joplin. We started to get a bit breezy out there as well, and that's just setting the stage for the rest of the night tonight. Now, as we go into Sunday, will actually start to clear out, should have sunny skies. So if you're indoors tomorrow, it'll look pretty nice. It's as soon as you step outside, it's not going to feel so nice. We're going to have those gusty northeast winds out there. It's going to keep our wind chills probably into the teens for the majority of the day on Sunday. But again, at least it'll be sunny. However, watch what happens Sunday night to the wind arrows. That's really about the only thing that's going to change on here for you. They start turning around out of the south as we go past midnight tomorrow night into Monday morning. So now we've got gusty south winds starting to push in by Sunday night. Now, it doesn't help Sunday night. We're still going to be bitterly cold. We're still going to have wind chills back into the teens. But as we go through the day Monday, we'll go with partly cloudy skies here and there. Winds will shift a little more out of the southwest, gusting up to about 25 or so, and we will start to warm up. Now, on Monday, we're going to be back near normal for our temperatures. Maybe some of us a wee bit below, maybe some of us a couple of degrees above average, but pretty close to where we should be for this time of year. But these winds are bringing in much warmer air, and as we head into our Tuesday, we hold on to the partly cloudy skies. We still have that south breeze. It could start picking up again as we head into Tuesday afternoon as well, but it is also bringing in much warmer temperatures for us over the next few days. Well, not the next few days, the next several days. So this is a brief Arctic blast, but it can still be dangerous to certain people. So you just want to make sure you're taking care of yourself, bundling up if you've got to go anywhere tonight, early tomorrow morning. As we fall again back into the teens, those wind chills, I think most of us, at least on the positive side of zero, to about 5 degrees. But again, some of our northern counties, Highway 54 corridor is a regular offender for much cooler temperatures. So those wind chills could drop a bit below zero as those north winds are gusting upwards of 10 to 15 with gusts to 25. As I mentioned, tomorrow, though, we should clear out. It'll look warm outside, just won't feel it. Our average low, again, as you saw, is about 29. We'll get some of us about there. But the problem is that's where our high is going to be Sunday, and that's where our low should be, is into the upper 20s. And with those northeast winds still gusting to 20 on their own, we're talking those wind chills into the teens. Back into low 20s, some upper teens as we head into Sunday night. Gusty south winds, mostly clear skies, putting our wind chills back into the teens for most of us as well. And again, by Monday, we start getting closer to normal, back around the mid to upper 40s for most of us, with those southwest winds now gusting to 25. But as I mentioned, that sets the stage for a big warm-up over the next several days in the next week. We're talking some upper 50s Tuesday, got some 60s in there, maybe even some mid-60s by next weekend. We do have some shower chances as well, isolated shower chances. We'll cool down briefly by next Sunday and then start warming up again as we head into next week.
Coming up in sports, high school wrestling season is underway and local high school basketball teams round out weekend tournaments. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
It's the final day of the Carthage Invitational as some of our local high school basketball teams look to end the tournament with a win. Host school Carthage taking on Joplin, and the Eagles have a comfortable lead at the final minutes. Passing it around the key, Carthage needs to commit the intentional foul. Save time, David Bend is going to go to the line and hits 1 out of 2 to extend the lead. The Tigers need a miracle. Jonah Barrett puts one up from 3. It's good, and now Carthage needs a turnover. But the full court press backfires as Kenyon Kimbrough is wide open under the net for the easy lay-in. Tigers looking for some last-minute points. The three-point attempt is no good, and the Eagles can kill the rest of the clock. Joplin takes down Carthage 54-41 to secure the 5th place finish. Webb City and Carl Junction square off, looking to finish 3rd in the tournament. Carson Anderson passes out to the big man, Hudson Mathiasen, who nails the triple for the game's first points. But the Bulldogs come right back with the 3 of their own. It's Colby Martin draining the tray to give Carl Junction the lead. And I think there's something in the water today. Cooper Vadiz's corner three is nothing but net. It really is raining threes. Here, Jackson Adams' attempt is good, and we officially have ourselves a shootout as the Bulldogs come out on top, 60-56, the final. And on the final day of the Freeman Lady Classic, 3 of our local schools look for big wins. It's Joplin and Carl Junction clashing for 7th place to open the day. Fourth quarter, Bulldogs trailing by 2. Jaden Howard drives, losing the ball, gets it right back and scores, plus the foul to give Carl Junction the lead. Eagles now trailing by 2 with under 20 seconds left. Adwin Barston to Peyton Cunningham for the game-tying bucket to force overtime. In OT, final minute, Bulldogs go inside. Howard with the offensive board, count the bucket and a foul. Another and one for the lead. Last chance for Joplin, but Ava's Dunlap's pass is deflected and stolen by Audrey Besprit, who lays in the dagger. Carl Junction erases a double-digit deficit to defeat Joplin 51-47. In the nightcap, Webb City facing Farmington for the championship crown. Early first quarter, Cardinals in transition. Brecklin Sargent to Abby Sargent for the fast break layup. But Farmington's offense was firing on all cylinders. Easton McCullough, long ball to Josie Dillard, who connects with Sadie Morrison for the 3. A 15-2 run to start. The Webb City would fight back, going inside to Adam Maxwell, and she collects her own miss for the bucket, plus a foul. A couple possessions later, is Whitley Keith looking to make something happen, drives to the basket and finishes with the left hand, but Farmington's offense was too much. The Lady Cardinals take down Webb City 83-50. Moving from the hardwood to the mat, high school wrestling season is officially upon us. Today we've got lots of local schools competing in the Carl Junction Dual Classic. Starting in the 165-pound weight class, Cassville's Tristan Thompson dominating this one, securing pinfall victory over Fayetteville's Liam Lagari. Moving over to mat 3, Seneca's Dawson Manley with the big three-point takedown of Frontenac en route to a decision victory. But the Raiders would respond in the duel. Rylan Ralph taking care of business with a win via pin over Indians Ledger Barwick. And in the 113-pound weight class, McDonald County's Cameron Yang and Fayetteville's Haven Neva battling, but Yang secures a pinfall victory of his own. We've also got some college basketball hoops. Pitt State women's basketball going on the road. They're going to fall to 8th-ranked Fort Hays State, a tough loss against a really good team. But hey, it's a really long season.
For sure.
Pitt State's coming off the MIAA crown and one of the best teams in the country. I think that it's good to be tested early on in the season. That's what is going to build the team up, and hopefully they can learn from this loss.
Well, we've talked about this before. When you first started working here, Pitt State women's basketball was like the team you were covering, and you loved covering them. I think you're going to have another great season ahead of you covering some pretty great basketball by these women.
Yep, it's a long season, and they're still one of the top teams in the country.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. While most 5-year-olds are making Christmas lists, one North Dakota boy is making Christmas cards. Riston Grins hopes his cards brings a little holiday cheer to people he doesn't even know. As Jody Kurzman shows us, even the words on his handmade cards hold special meaning.
Like that.
Riston grins.
And I get up, up, up.
Is on a mission. The 5-year-old is determined to create the best Christmas cards ever.
I'm gonna do this one kind of like that.
Each card he makes is hand painted. The hearts drawn on by hand too. Riston even glues the candy canes on.
Going there.
By himself.
That way and sit. It just makes me feel good to do it.
The words on the cards hold a special meaning chosen by Riston himself.
He's like, Mom, I want it to say Jesus loves you. I want to make sure that people know that.
Once this batch of cards dries,
this one needs a candy cane.
Riston will stash them in his mom's car.
When we go in places, he just picks a few to come with and decides who he wants to give them to.
His mom, Jessie, has captured a few of the exchanges on camera.
That's so sweet of you. Thank you. It's been fun to watch him say excuse me to, get someone's attention.
Riston has handed out nearly 40 cards already.
Excuse me.
He gets a little braver each time he gives a card away.
Being able to come out of his shell and talk to strangers and knowing that strangers aren't inherently dangerous, and just making that distinction that, you can talk to other people and spread kindness without being afraid of them.
For Riston,
Trying to be kind of precise.
spreading kindness is what it's all about.
It made me feel good, so that's why I want to do some stuff.
He hopes his cards make others feel good too.
From superheroes to blockbusters, Hollywood is serving up a lineup of new movies you won't want to miss. Up next in Hollywood Minute. Well, look up in the sky. We've got a sneak peek at the upcoming Supergirl movie. Douglas Hyde has that and more in our Hollywood Minute.
Okay, this does not look like this is gonna end well for you guys.
We're getting our first look at Supergirl, and she does like to party. A new trailer shows Superman's cousin knocking back shots and knocking down bad guys. House of the Dragon's Millie Alcock stars as the superpowered heroine. Supergirl flies into theaters next June.
We had to be all hands on deck to put in a brand new era into the show.
Swifties can now enjoy 2 new tailor-made things on Disney+. The first 2 episodes of The End of an Era just debuted on the streamer. The 6-part docuseries gives an in-depth behind-the-scenes look at the Eras tour. And if that weren't enough, a concert film about the tour's final show is now up on Disney+ as well.
Hey! I got it! What? Get behind me!
Quint might not have survived Jaws, but his fishing rod and harpoon gun have. The entertainment auctioneer Prop Store is auctioning off the items in March. The props might take a big bite out of your wallet, though. The gun is expected to go for up to $500,000, and the fishing rod as high as $150,000. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
That's been our time for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.